Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hypergamous Mindset. I am so happy to have you back here with me, and today we are going to talk about exclusivity. So, as you can see by the title of this video, the topic we're going to talk about is why you should never assume exclusivity whatsoever. Like, do not assume anything. Ladies, if you are dating and you've been seeing a guy for a few months, maybe a year, whatnot, and he hasn't brought up the topic of exclusivity with you, just assume that you are not exclusive. Assume that you are still dating. I'm a firm believer in single till married, and I live by that motto. I absolutely do. I absolutely believe that you are single until married. And ladies, this is very important because you are going to save yourself a lot of heartaches and a lot of problems later on in the relationship or what have you. Why should you not assume exclusivity? It's a simple reason. Men, you gotta know how to understand men. And ladies, if you want to know how to really understand men, I welcome you to join my Patreon. We have events on my Patreon every week on Thursday, and we talk about a lot of these topics, and we really do go in depth. I even invite guest speakers or whatnot. We did a previous event called The Truth About Men, and that was one of my most successful events to date. So if you really want to understand men, you should join my Patreon and come and listen to that event. But anyway, shameless plug. Yeah, okay, so the reason why you shouldn't assume, like I was saying, the reason why you shouldn't assume exclusivity is because you gotta understand how men think. Men are very logical. Men are not emotional. They don't choose their wives or their girlfriends or the fun girls because they don't use their emotions. They don't use their heart or anything to make those decisions. It's always a logical decision behind it, and usually they are asking themselves, what can I get from this situation? How can the situation benefit me? This is how men are thinking. A lot of us do not want to admit this, but it's the truth. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but during the pandemic, well, during the lockdown, because I know some countries are still under partial lockdown or whatnot, but I remember literally a bunch of men suddenly had a girlfriend or someone to quarantine with. Like a bunch of guys had a quarantine bee. I heard a story of this one guy who made back up with his ex-girlfriend, like literally made up with his ex-girlfriend so he wouldn't be alone during quarantine and during the time when we couldn't go out or anything like that. And I'm telling you, like literally after all this quarantine and stuff like that, I've seen a lot of divorce files. I've seen a lot of relationship finish or whatnot. Okay, and you're gonna ask yourself this question, like why did all these guys had a quarantine bay and a bunch of amazing women were single and were quarantined alone or with family? And it's a simple answer. Men, they always have a roster. They always have a roster of women, and they always maintain their roster. Even if they are in a serious relationship, a lot of them still do maintain a roster. Back in the day, women had like a little black book, and women used to have a roster too back in the day. But now I just feel like women are not really dating smart, because first of all, you should be dating for marriage, and also as a woman you should also have a roster, because you can't just, but you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can't just date one guy and hope for the best. Like, you can't do that, because men love competition and men love the chase. So you should be seeing other guys. You should have several suitors while you are single, and may the best man win. It's that simple. Okay, so the best man, you choose the best guy, and then you have that talk with him. You have that talk, and usually that exclusivity talk should happen before you guys have sex. And I know it's complicated, but listen ladies, it is not as complicated as you think it is. I have women in my group that are having amazing success with having the exclusivity talk and getting men to commit to them. So don't think, well, oh no, like there's no way I'm gonna get a guy to agree to be exclusive to me without having sex first. Like, a lot of women think that, and I understand, because I cannot I can't tell you guys how many women that I've consulted, and they told me that, yeah, like, I don't really believe that, blah blah blah. And ladies, listen, anything is possible, and as long as you maintain your standards and you maintain your dignity and your self-love, you can achieve anything. So yes, back to exclusivity. Again, never assume exclusivity. Even if you have met his parents, because believe it or not, there are men who take a bunch of girls to their parents' house, and their parents are so trifling, their parents are in on it. Okay, they will tell you, oh, she's so beautiful, where did you get this beautiful girl from, she's special, and you up there thinking that you're so special, and you're thinking, well, oh, well, this is it, like, I've met the one, and I can relax and focus all my time and energy into this relationship. No, don't do it. As long as you haven't had that talk and you haven't had that agreement, do not assume exclusivity. You gotta sit this guy down and have a conversation with him, and he has to agree to be exclusive to you before you can even assume that you guys are exclusive. I know women who've been dating a guy for like a year, 2 years, and the guy is dating other people, because the guy, and then they ask the guy like where this is going, and the guy is like, well, we're just having fun. And I don't want that to be any of you guys who are listening. So again, please do not assume exclusivity. And you gotta remember, when you have to fill out government forms, you have to fill out forms for insurance, you are applying for a job or anything that's legal, they usually ask your marital status, and there's usually little boxes that you can tick. And I've never seen a box that says I'm in an entanglement, I'm in a relationship, or I'm just seeing this guy, or we just talking. Like, there's none of that. You are either single, married, divorced, or widowed. Okay, some countries recognize common law relationship, but you have to be living with that person for a period of time and have kids with this person, have assets, like buy a house or something together with this person in order for them to recognize it as a legal union. Okay, so the only binding contract between a man and a woman is a marriage. Okay, marriage is not just a piece of paper. Like, do not listen to these guys out there, because these guys will bamboozle you. They will have you out here agreeing to a bunch of shit that you don't agree to, and it's like, it's just not fair to you. Yeah, so yeah, and then then you might I mean, so many women end up in relationship with guys, and the guys are like, well, we just having fun, let's not ruin a good thing, let's not talk about marriage, because we're not ready for that. And like, I feel like, ladies, all the excuse, I've heard it all. Like, I've literally heard all of the excuses. I've heard, oh, I'm not ready to marry yet, or my divorce left me scarred, I feel like we need to get to know each other. And like, I heard all the excuses, like, marriage is just a piece of paper, and we don't need the government to get in our business to make this legal. Like, ladies, please do not fall for that, because usually what is going to happen is that you're going to be wasting your time with this guy, and 5 years, 10 years down the road, he's going to dump you, and then he's going to find someone, and within 6 months he's going to be married to that person. And I know for a fact that you ladies have seen situations like that, and I've seen it so many times, because I've been around for a long time. Okay, so ladies, protect yourself. Think about this, really approach this with logic. Do not go into this with your feelings or anything like that, because our feelings, they betray us. Many times our emotions doesn't many times our emotions work against us, and making emotional decisions never end well. It never ever end well. My camera is about to die. So you gotta remember that exclusivity is earned. A guy is not entitled to you being exclusive, because I just don't understand how men are out here and they want to date a bunch of women, but they want you to be faithful to them. Like, make it make sense. Because I've talked to girls that said, well, I'm dating this guy, and he asked me to be faithful. He gave me this ring, and then he said that he's going away and he's going to be back. And guess what? He had a family in that country, and he also had a family where he was going, and then he was also dating her. So like, never ever assume exclusivity, ladies. Okay, never. And you know, I have this, the reason why I started this channel is because I believe, I'm a firm believer in dating for marriage. You know, I am still married. Currently I'm still married. Okay, but yeah, I'm a firm believer in dating for marriage. Like, I do not believe in dating for having fun or anything like that, because we as women, you know, when we have sex with a guy, we develop attachment because of the oxytocin that is released in our brains, blah blah blah. You know, you guys can look it up, but you guys know what I mean. Casual sex is a masculine thing. That's something that guys do, but you as a feminine woman, you shouldn't partake in casual sex at all. Absolutely not. Like, do not do it. Like, don't even have sex with anyone unless you get an agreement of exclusivity and a commitment, because I just feel like I feel like a lot of women are trying to have sex like men, and it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. So ladies, avoid having casual sex. It's not good for your health as a woman. It's not good for your physical health. It's not good for your emotional well-being as well. And you know, I know, you know, we live in a time where, you know, like, women are free, you know, sexual revolution, feminism or whatnot. But I can guarantee you, and I'm telling you ladies, that literally all of the old advice that we got, that women were getting back in the 1950s, you know, like keep your legs closed until you get a commitment, or even wait until you get married, a lot of that stuff still works today. And if you really want like a nice traditional high value guy, you cannot approach that guy with you know, modern IDs, you know, like modern IDs like feminism and all these labels and all these isms that is going on today. Like, I don't even understand it. I hope that if you are listening and you are watching this video, I hope that you are in fact looking for a high value traditional guy, a masculine guy who's going to be a provider and who's going to cherish you and, you know, take care of you and your offsprings. Because if that's what you want, I highly recommend that you make sure that you are in fact exclusive before you get serious with anyone. And ladies, please do not become exclusive with a guy just because you assume that, you know, you guys are exclusive. As long as there's no ring on your finger, you are still on the market. You are still on the dating and marriage market, whether you want to believe it or not. Okay, it is what it is. So as long as there's no ring on your finger, you are not married to anyone legally, you are still single. Legally, you are still single. You are legally single. So you can have other suitors. You do not have to move in with a guy. You don't have to do none of that stuff unless you are, until you are married. Okay, so I'm just saying. Okay, so do not throw away a black book. It's kind of crazy to me, because I see like women, they will stop taking calls from other guys because, you know, they think that they found this one guy and they think he's perfect, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, don't do it. But anyway, I think I'm rambling now at this point. So I think I'm gonna end the video here, ladies. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate all the ladies that have been here with me from day one. Y'all, I'm getting my act together, don't worry. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to my channel. I should have said this in the beginning of the video, but yeah, because usually people don't get to the end of the video anyway. Most people click out like, you know, halfway through. But yeah, if you're still watching, thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel. Check the link in the description. If you would like to join my Facebook group on Facebook, hit me up on Instagram. I'm going to put everything down below. And yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. My camera died. I don't know why, but anyway, ladies, again, thank you very much. See you in another video. Bye.